You know that feeling when someone mentions starting a business and your brain instantly pictures a startup founder in a hoodie surrounded by code, caffeine, and chaos? Yeah, most people think that's what it takes. Money, tech skills, an investor who believes in you, and a 10-year plan written on a whiteboard. But what if I told you you've already been building a business without realizing it? Seriously. If you've ever built a Google Sheet to organize your work, made a system to save your coworkers time, or created a little automation that saved you from sending the same email 400 times, you've done the thing entrepreneurs get paid for. You just didn't charge for it. See, most people don't start from zero. They start from unnoticed genius. You already have little systems, templates, and workflows that solve real problems. You just treat them like something I do to make my job easier. But that's the secret. Every something I do to make my job easier could be a product someone else would pay for. And before your brain tries to shut this idea down, know this isn't about coding. You don't need to know Python or hire a developer in another time zone. You just need to notice the value you've already been creating. Because businesses don't start with apps, they start with problems. And you've been solving problems every day. Think about it. Maybe you're the one who figured out how to get clients to actually respond faster by writing better follow-up messages. Maybe you've created a system for managing group projects that doesn't end in chaos. Or maybe you're the person who made a spreadsheet that magically keeps track of your team's deadlines when everyone else keeps forgetting. That's not luck. That's a repeatable system, and systems are what people buy. You just haven't been paid for yours yet. Now, let's put this in perspective. If you build furniture, you can sell one chair at a time. If you create an automated tool that helps other people build chairs faster, that's scalable. You move from trading time for money to building something that works while you sleep. That's the magic of what I like to call a mini business. It's not about empire building. It's about identifying small, repeatable systems you've already mastered and packaging them into something that solves a problem for others. Think of it as entrepreneurship without the intimidation. Take Sarah, for example. She worked at a small real estate agency, spending her days sending follow-up emails to clients who ghosted after open houses. She hated it. So she built a little system, nothing fancy, just an email template, a few automation triggers in Gmail, and a shared spreadsheet that tracked replies. Within a month, her agency noticed a 40% jump in client responses. When a friend at another agency asked if she could set that up for them, she realized, wait, this is valuable. She turned it into a simple plug-and-play tool other agencies could use, charged $29 a month, and suddenly her side project became her business. That's not Silicon Valley stuff. That's noticing value in your daily chaos. And I'll bet you've built something like that too. Maybe not for real estate. Maybe you built a way to automatically schedule social posts for your club, or a better way to track student progress at your school, or a system that helps small businesses organize invoices. Those are all things that could evolve into digital tools, no code required. Before we go deeper, quick pause, because if this is clicking for you, this channel is where we turn ideas like that into actual systems that make money. So if you want to learn how to turn what you already know into something automated, repeatable, and profitable, hit subscribe. All right, back to it. The thing about people who want to start a business is that they usually look outward first. They ask, what's trending? What's a hot niche? What's the next AI wave? But smart entrepreneurs start by looking inward. What do I already do better than most people? What problem do I solve every week that other people still complain about? That's where the hidden business is hiding, in your habits. If you're the person your friends go to for resume advice, you already have a workflow for crafting resumes that get results. That could become a digital product or a mini business that helps others do it faster. If you're the organized one in your department who color codes projects and gets everyone to hit deadlines, you've already built a system for productivity that other teams would pay for. Wrap it in an easy-to-use digital format, and you've got a business. If you're a teacher who created lesson templates that save hours every week, that's a product. If you're a freelancer who automated client onboarding with Google Forms, that's a product. You've been doing it, just not charging for it. Now, let's talk about why this matters right now. The internet has changed what it means to start small. A decade ago, you needed capital to open a store. Today, your store could be a landing page that sells a solution you already made for yourself. And here's the kicker. Most great businesses start as selfish fixes. Someone builds a little tool to make their own job easier, then realizes, wait, this could help other people too. That's how half the digital tools you use every day were born. A college student was tired of forgetting assignments, so he built an app to track deadlines. A small business owner was sick of typing invoices manually, so she built a form that automated it. Someone got tired of scheduling posts across 5 platforms and turned their frustration into a content scheduler that now brings in recurring revenue. They didn't start with ambition. They started with annoyance. And annoyance is one of the best places to build from. But let's get real for a second. What stops most people isn't the idea. It's the "I'm not techie enough" excuse. The thing is, the tools to build simple, automated systems are easier than ever. You don't need to write code. You can use no-code platforms like Glide, Softer, or even Google Sheets and Notion combined with a few automations. You can make small, useful systems that work for you, and others will pay to use them. And here's the best part. Before you build anything, you can sell the outcome. You don't need a product yet. You need a promise. For example, instead of saying, "I'm building an app," say, "I'm helping freelancers get paid faster." See the difference? One sounds like work. The other sounds like a result. You can sell results right now. If people want it, that's your green light to turn your system into something automated later. That's how every smart digital founder starts, with a tiny, testable idea that proves itself before they spend time or money. Let's play with a few more real-world examples. Say you're in HR and you're constantly creating onboarding templates for new hires. You could bundle those into a customizable HR toolkit for small businesses. Or you're a parent who built a digital chore tracker for your kids that actually works. Guess what? Other parents want that. Or maybe you work in accounting and made a spreadsheet that automatically tracks and categorizes expenses. That could become a plug-and-play small business expense tracker. These are all mini businesses, digital versions of everyday systems that already work. You don't need to dream up the next Facebook. You just need to help people skip a headache. And that's where the future of entrepreneurship is heading. Not massive, complex companies, but small, self-running systems built by individuals who noticed something broken and quietly fixed it. Now, let's talk about what happens when you start thinking this way. When you stop looking at yourself as just an employee or just a student and start seeing yourself as someone who builds solutions, everything changes. Suddenly, every frustration becomes market research. Every time someone says, "I wish there was an easier way to do this," your brain goes, "Wait, there could be." That shift in perspective is what separates people who talk about building businesses from the ones who actually do it. And it's not about risk. It's about repackaging what you already know. Because think about it. Your employer pays you to solve problems, right? So clearly, your problem solving has value. You've just been selling it to one customer, your boss. What if you sold it to more? That's how small, everyday systems become freedom-generating machines. They start as simple fixes. They grow into something other people rely on. And then, they start paying you for what you used to do for free. That's not a fantasy. That's a shift. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Now, if you've been nodding along and thinking, "Okay, this sounds like me, but I don't know where to start," here's the move. Start by writing down everything you've ever built to make your job, your studies, or your life easier. Every checklist, template, spreadsheet, or system. Then ask, which of these would save someone else hours or headaches? That's your first clue. You don't need to build the full product yet. You can start by offering it as a simple download or a done-for-you setup service, or even a workshop teaching others how to do what you do. Once it works, then you can turn it into an automated tool or subscription product. The beauty is, you're not starting from scratch. You're just monetizing what you've already proven works. So maybe you've been building a business all along. You just called it being resourceful. And that's fine, because resourcefulness is step one of entrepreneurship. You don't need to chase trends or invent the next big thing. You just need to notice what you've already created that makes life smoother, faster, or simpler. Because those small systems you built to survive your 9-to-5, they might be the blueprint for your freedom. So the next time someone says, you should start a business, don't panic. You don't need a pitch deck. You don't need investors. You might just need to look at what's already on your desktop. So yeah, you've been building a business this whole time. You just didn't know it. It's not about coding or being a founder. It's about noticing what you've already made that works and realizing the world could use a copy. Because the smallest systems often build the biggest freedom, and your next business might already be hiding in plain sight.